Hi, welcome back to the Cannapreneur Partners News Break. We're going to try and bring you at least 3 to 5 times a week little news breaks like this, 3 to 5 minute informational things. Just kind of keep you up to date on what's going on in the industry, uh, medical breakthroughs, legalization efforts, decriminalization efforts, just basic business news. So we're going to try to do this 3 to 5 times a week for you guys. So hopefully it doesn't take too much time of your day, but you know a little more today about the cannabis industry than you knew yesterday, and that's really the goal of this. So, kind of following up on the previous one we did the other day about the election, there was a lot of um, angst about the Oregon vote. Roughly 60% of Oregon voters voted to decriminalize a wide array of drugs on the election. Heroin, MDMA, cocaine, methamphetamine, psilocybin mushrooms, LSD, oxycodone, and methadone were all decriminalized for the user. But it's only small amounts. So it's 12 grams of psilocybin mushrooms, 40 doses of LSD, oxycodone, methadone, 1 gram of heroin, and 2 grams of cocaine. Those were decriminalized and replaced with a civil penalty of like $100. And people seeing those headlines immediately began to panic, and the general consensus was that Oregon was heading down the path to be like the new Mexico of the Northwest, where they're going to be producing and manufacturing massive amounts of these drugs, and it was going to be a unmitigated disaster. And the devil's really in the details. And while the possession and use of the drugs that I mentioned earlier have been decriminalized, the production, manufacture, and selling of them is still illegal under Oregon law. So, this isn't a question of Oregon suddenly becoming this heroin or cocaine capital of the U.S., where they're producing all these drugs and shipping it all over the place. Um, that's not going to be the case at all. They are going to allow for small amounts of possession and use of these drugs. That's where they're going with this. So the jury is going to kind of be out, and people really can't really jump to assumptions on this until we see how things play out in Oregon. They've always been at the cutting edge, I think, of the legalization efforts, both in cannabis and in other areas. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I think the initial reaction people had to, things kind of coming off the rails in Oregon and becoming this quasi narco state because of the decriminalization of these drugs is really misguided, and it really doesn't follow. It really doesn't follow what the law states and the intention of the law. So I think it's more to protect users of small amounts of the stuff, but it is not designed to protect those who produce it, those who sell it, those who manufacture it. There is no protections for those people on there, and that it is still as illegal as it ever was to perform those various activities on the state. So it was a first of its kind vote in the U.S., and the jury needs to stay out to see how it rolls out. And I think people kind of overreacting right now, but let's sit back and see what happens and take it from there. So thank you and have a great day.